is the executive director of Anti-Corruption Action Center in Kiev, and Hannah Hoop is the former chair of Foreign Affairs Committee in Ukraine's parliament. And they both join us now. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hannah, you met with Secretary Blinken. What did you take away from that meeting?
I do believe that after this meeting, Secretary Blinken finally will deliver the military assistance that U.S. is obliged to support Ukraine according to the security guarantees when we give up with the third largest nuclear power plant. Yesterday, we showed the pictures of dying children now, because what Putin is doing in Ukraine, this is the genocide. You know, I started this morning from receiving call from my friend. Unfortunately, 2 newborn kids, their parents were killed. And now they are seeking who could take them. And actually, I was talking to my husband that maybe we should take these 2 newborn kids because they are without parents. And this is what we try to deliver to State Secretary Blinken, that U.S. promised us to support. It's about dignity. It's about humanity. We don't understand why the embargo on Russian oil took so long. Why? There is no fighter jets. Okay, there is no protection of sky. So this is really, we don't understand why there is so slow position. Why Russian oligarchs and their kids, they are in US, in UK, when Ukrainian children are being bombed, are being killed by rockets. So look, this is something what we are asking American people, American Congress, please provide military assistance. Please protect our sky, because it's, Mariupol you mentioned. You know that Russians deny this green corridor, that humanitarian catastrophe within last 6 days, people without food, without water. So, and actually nuclear power plants. So I think there are instruments that US as a leader of democracy. So if you are really pretend to be leader, because now Ukrainian army, Ukrainian armed forces, we are with our courage, with our bravery, so actually with the spirit of victory, please, we ask you, join our fight, because this is about stopping authoritarian regime, stopping this new Hitler, new Stalin, this new fascist Nazis regime which Putin is present.
Daria, you also met with the secretary. Did you feel like he was receptive to what you were saying he should do to declare this a war crime? Do you feel like he's doing enough? How did he receive your information?
He was listening, but it was clear that the U.S. is afraid to contradict Russia. And we explained to Blinken that there is cost for that non-action, non-giving Ukraine air defense system to protect our sky from Russian bombs could cause much bigger devastation than actually contradicting Russia. That any second, Russian missile can hit one of 5 Ukrainian nuclear power plants, and you will not be able to put a sarcophagus over entire Ukraine. And I told to Secretary Blinken that last 10 years, I spent on building rule of law in Ukraine. I am running Anti-Corruption Action Center organization in Ukraine. We built anti-corruption infrastructure. We became successful, and we received help from America. But Ukraine is now being executed by Russia for deciding to be free and for believing in democracy and rule of law. And now, when we are begging America to give us protection of our skies, to prevent deaths of millions of civilians, we are receiving no. We are afraid. We are afraid of big war. Guys, we in Ukraine don't afraid of big war. We will fight till the very end. But if millions of people, including children, will be killed, it will be on the responsibility of the leadership of NATO member states, and especially on the leadership of the United States.
And this comparison that that US is not ready to protect because the failure in Afghanistan, please do not compare, because Ukrainian president, he is in Kiev. Ukrainian mayor of the capital, Klitschko, world-known boxman, he is in Kiev, the 5th president. So everybody is in Kiev. So actually we are believing and we are winning. The blitzkrieg of Putin failed. So actually, if Ukraine received the same amount of support look, millions, trillions of dollars, what you invested in Afghanistan, and our people are now in Ukraine, territorial defense, encourage women which are producing Molotov cocktails. So we will win. And actually now it's a time to join to our future victory. How to stop terror, how to stop current Nazis. So this is why we were trying to explain Secretary Blinken. Please help us.
Well, your pleas are being heard. Many Americans agree with you. Others are worried that that could escalate into a nuclear war or a third world war. And there are many things that people are considering. But your pleas are heard. And your passion is definitely, and the fight in the Ukrainian people is very admirable. Thank you both for joining us this morning.